What's up, everybody? We're here for another week talking about jiu-jitsu for beginners, and today we're going to talk about half guard on top. You know, what should you be doing in order to have control, to keep control, and to pass people's guard? First thing, when we are on top half guard is the completely opposite. I don't know if you guys remember last week when we spoke about the prayers, right? They want to push me. They don't want no space because they don't like me. But I like him, you know, so I wanna close the gap. I wanna be very close to him. So I wanna be chest to chest. So if they are framing on you, your job is to take away this space. You see that Patrick is trying to create space, I'm trying to take away space. So there are ways, right, there are ways to stay away. If you're a battle, you know this. So shield, frame, angle, you know, shoulders, hips. Like everything that he's doing here is for one specific reason. He wants to keep me away from him. And my goal, my job is to take away the space without getting swept, without losing my balance. And that's what happens. Most of the times if I just fight over him, that's where he gets the underhook. Boom. You know, if I'm just too excited to, oh my God, I have to take away this space, I have to apply pressure. Most of the times if you get too excited, that's when you make a mistake, and that's what a jiu-jitsu person wants. You know, in jiu-jitsu, most of the techniques are counter-attacks because jiu-jitsu is a self-defense martial arts. So they are most of the times waiting for your mistake. The first thing I do, if we get here, is to stay heavy, not on his frame, but on my hips. So I don't want to be heavy here, I want to be heavy here. So I sit back, and I don't want this knee to be open to the point where they can just put me in close guard. Right, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to position myself in a way that I'm going to cover this bottom leg, and also I'm going to be heavy on my hips. So all I'm going to do is to change the angle. So I'm here parallel to him. I'm going to turn a little bit inwards. I want to be a little diagonal here. So that way I cover this leg and I'm heavy on my own hips. So now let's talk about the shield, and let's talk about the frame. Yeah, so most of the times if they do have the frame, I have to address, if they do have the shield, I have to address the shield first. If they don't know what they're doing, they're gonna keep this elbow open with the shield. So now all I have to do is to collapse this. Boom, boom. That's the easiest thing. And if you're a white belt, you're gonna see this all the time. People are gonna be doing this shield without knowing what they're doing. So you can just collapse it. Or even this hook right here, sometimes it's not gonna be active, you can just jump over it. So you're free. But if they know what they're doing, they have a hook that's gonna be, that's gonna be protecting them over here. Yeah, this is gonna be protecting them, but if I try to move my right leg, it's gonna be stuck. And also, this over here is gonna be on the outside of his elbow. So if I put pressure there, the elbow is connecting. Remember the edges I told you about? So the edges, the elbow and the knee is connected. So now it's much harder for me to do anything and collapse, right? So that means they know what they're doing. So what I do is I grab his pants, the bottom of his pants with my hand, going very basic, right? So I go here, now I move away from him until I can lock my arm. Until I can lock my arm like this. And then whenever I do that, I just bring my body weight back over here. So now, I kill the shield, but if I just let it go, he's gonna put it back. So I need to replace that with something else. So as soon as I get here, I drop my chest. Instead of going chest to chest, I go chest to his hip. And now I'll grab the belt, and now I have to address the frame. So now I go on the inside, grab the lapel, and now I'm gonna put my chest over his elbow. And boom. We just killed 85% of his defense. You know, in order for him to do anything and attack me, he's gonna have to get back, shrimp out, get the frame again. So if I get there chest to chest, 85% of the job is done. I think it's 85, what would you say? Yeah, you know, I would say 85%, depending on the person you're going against, maybe 70. You know, but if you're there chest to chest, it's just a matter of not making no mistakes and keep putting pressure, applying the pressure, using the right angles. you're gonna be able to pass. So let's talk about that. So I have the underhook and I have the crossface. So the goal with my crossface is to make sure they're turning away from me. So that's the thing. If you're looking away from me, you cannot turn your hips to me. And again, I'm controlling the hips and the shoulders, right? So if I have this crossface, if I have a good crossface, now it's gonna be much harder for them to shrimp out and turn their hips to me because their eyes, their face is looking away. You see that I'm hugging this shoulder over here? A good crossface will go as far as I can and will grab the armpit. Every time you can grab the armpit, you're doing a great job. Hand on the ground, bow their body to you. So now from here, everything got so much worse for them. So now I'm gonna drive into them. I have the underhook. From there, all I have to do is to push my hips all the way up. Now, place my knee on the ground. Since I have this underhook, he cannot push my knee down. And that's what everything gets better for me. Now, it's gonna be much easier for you to even hide that arm and use that hand to free your knee. So as soon as you're there, knee on the ground, both knees on the ground, hips up, and now all you have to do is to kick their calf with the free foot. So I kick the calf, both knees down. I can go straight to the mount. I can go to the knee on belly. You know, so from there, everything is so much easier. You know, so we have a lot of variations from here. You can go for the 3/4, you can go for the knee cut, you can go for back takes. You can do a lot from here. Reverse, we call reverse de la hilo. I mean reverse half guards, right? So you can do a lot from here, but I would like for you to understand this concept, understand the hips, the shoulders, controlling the person flat. You know, oh, there is one thing that I missed that I do all the time and it makes all the difference. So if they are in a good position here with the frame, whether they have the shield or not, most of the times, if they know what they're doing, you don't have a lot of time to do much, right? If you want to avoid them from getting the underhook or doing or pushing you away or unbalancing you, all I'm doing, if I want to control the hip, is to walk towards the hips. Look, I tell my MMA guys all the time, especially wrestlers, if you want top, man, just walk towards the hips. So now he's flat over here. This is useless right now. And the frame, he can't really do much with the frame anymore. So in order for him to do anything, he has to shrimp out and get back to that position. So my goal is to walk, boom, keep him flat. You know, so I would say the first thing that you should try would be maybe to walk towards the hips, and then you can address the shield, you can address the frames, you can get the crossface. You know, there is a lot for you to do when you get to this position and a lot for you to think. But as long as you're controlling the hips, as long as you're walking towards the hips, and as long as you're making them flat, you should be safe. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Maybe we're gonna talk about back takes, right? And yeah, I'll see you guys next week, man. Peace.